Tonight, Denver 7's Micah Smith is going 360 on activism, then and now.
To me, Juneteenth means freedom. When in 1865, the Emancipation Proclamation was actually put and declared in our communities and to our people. I am Juneteenth.
To me, Juneteenth means taking off those mental shackles that America has put you in. It's time for us to be able to wake up, understand who we are, read more, and to be able to understand the only thing we could lose in America is our chains.
On the day the last slaves found out they were free 2.5 years after the Emancipation Proclamation, this Juneteenth, each of these young activists are taking part in a movement that's weaving its way into every corner of America and demanding an end to systemic racism.
It's been a problem that we've been going through for the past 400 years, and George Floyd's death has sparked something that, like I said, we've been going through for a long time now.
I asked this group of 7 young activists how their activism compares to those who came before them.
I think that they did what they could with the circumstances that they had and the resources and ability. Black people were in fear, and not even in fear, we weren't allowed. And if we did it, we would die.
Like, we're powerful now because our ancestors fought for so long.
Like right now, what we're doing, we would not be able to do if it wasn't for Martin Luther King.
Martin was, of course, the leader. There was no question as to who was in charge.
Reverend Dr. James Peters spent many years working closely with Dr. King. He says, much like the young leaders of today, Dr. King was also criticized for his tactics.
They criticized him when he used children, school children, in the demonstrations in Birmingham. He stood at that rail and he said, your children will get lessons today far more important than the problems of American democracy. And that will last them for their life.
Elijah McClain.
Peter says seeing young people still at the helm of the fight for freedom energizes him.
I'm excited. What I think is different now and the earlier marches, this one has caught on all across the country. People see the picture of that man dying with a foot on his neck, and they are appalled.
George Floyd's final moments were captured on social media for the world to see.
We're focusing on the future.
And Dr. Vern L. Howard, the chairman of the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day Holiday Commission, says social media is fueling this movement.
People are literally filming and watching what's going on in real time, whereas with yesteryear, that wasn't the case.
Social media is also where this group says they empower each other to discuss reform and changes to systems like policing.
What we need more than ever is more transparency in the police system.
So even if we, start locking up the cops that, have killed people, it still doesn't fix our system, So I feel like we need to completely create a new system.
Right. They each agreed that the unity of people from all races and backgrounds supporting Black Lives Matter makes this moment in time feel powerful, especially this year on Juneteenth.
Normally, Juneteenth is a time to celebrate. Normally, Juneteenth is where we all come together as a community, where we feel, free, and that's what we're supposed to feel. But this year, I feel like it's not the same because we're not free. We've never been free. That was all an illusion.
If you're here to focus on the solution, raise your hand.
We are having a revolution during the time of Juneteenth, and I think you can't think of a better time for a revolution.
To me, Juneteenth means that the fight isn't over and that we have to change the narrative as a people.
To me, Juneteenth means to have pride in who I am and be unapologetically myself and just show what it means to be Black.
To me, Juneteenth means acknowledging and understanding our people and our history and where we came from.
I'm Juneteenth.
Reporting in Denver,
I'm Juneteenth.
Micah Smith.
I'm Juneteenth.
Denver 7.